We're going to move on now to our GMA cover story. Sarah Hyland of Modern Family has revealed she had a secret second kidney transplant from her brother after her body rejected the first from her father and sent her into a dark depression. She is recovering now. Janae Norman has the story.
At least until the baby comes.
Oh, that's years away, trust me.
Actually, we always run a blood test before anesthesia. You're pregnant.
She plays the oldest daughter on ABC's hit show Modern Family. And this morning, actress Sarah Hyland is revealing that she secretly underwent a second kidney transplant last year.
7 years ago, I had my a kidney transplant. My dad gave me his. But what most people don't know is that about 2 years ago exactly, I went into rejection.
Born with kidney dysplasia, a chronic illness that causes the kidneys to grow cysts. Those cysts can disrupt the kidneys from doing their job of filtering waste products out of the blood. Hyland says that her body rejected the first kidney given to her by her father in 2012. Now, in an interview with Self magazine, Hyland says she slipped into depression when she faced the reality of her body failing her again.
For a long time, I was contemplating suicide. You know, when a family member gives you a second chance at life and it fails, it almost feels like it's your fault.
Bearing scars and all, Hyland admits that she felt like a burden on her family, but ultimately she had a second kidney transplant, this time the kidney given to her by her brother.
A second family member, someone who you're supposed to look after, like a little brother, wants to give you a third chance at life. It's scary.
For Good Morning America, Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Thanks to Janae for that. We're here with our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Jen Ashton. And boy, we forget about the transplant. It's usually so hopeful. We forget about this risk of rejection is always there.
George, there's so many important points that this story brings up. Rejection is a big one. What is that? It's actually the body's normal immune system. Some degree of rejection happens on a cellular level anytime we talk about any organ transplant. But then it can be much more serious. It could be acute. It could be chronic. It could actually cause that organ to need to be removed, putting that person back on a transplant list.
And Sarah explained that feeling of depression so well, almost this feeling of failing your family once you get a transplant.
Right, and that brings up the psychological and emotional aspects to organ transplantation. We have to remember, before a patient is listed on a transplant list, they have to undergo not just a physical examination, but psychological assessment that is extensive, because after that transplantation occurs, which people think you've got your second chance at life, there is a slew of very powerful emotions that we've heard here that can happen. It could be body image issues, it could be fear, blame, shame, doubt, anger, anxiety, depression, and that is just as serious as anything happening below the neck.
Lucky for Sarah now, this second transplant seems to be taking. She got one from her brother, one from her father. What more should people know about the whole process?
This is what I think is so important with this story, George. Let's do some organ transplantation by the numbers here. The numbers are staggering. In this country, every 10 minutes someone is added to a transplant list. This is for any organ. 20 people approximately die every single day waiting for an organ. There are over 33,000 organ transplantations done in this country roughly every year, and there are over 100,000 people waiting just for a kidney alone. There can be living donations for kidney and liver. If you want more information, go to unos.org. That is our national organization that handles all organ transplantations. I am proud to say, George, my late stepmother was an organ donor. She saved about 9 people's lives in her death.
Wow.
So
Lots of good information there. Jen, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.